Hello, hello, hello. Listen, the topic for tonight's live asset coaching is what's broken won't break you. Listen, tune in, get on here. I'm excited. It's a Monday night, y'all. It's a different night for me to be live with asset coaching. Normally I do it on Wednesdays, but it's a special treat tonight, y'all. It's a special treat tonight. So get in here. I'm excited about what we're going to be talking about today. What's broken won't break you. I think about so many broken pieces and things around us that can make us feel like we're going to break in the process too. But we're not, though. We're not. And we're going to talk about that tonight. So as you come in, please, please, please tag other people. Come in, comment, let me know you're here. Good evening, Minister Christina. Good to see you. Deaconess Toya, I see you on too. Come in, share the broadcast, tag other people to be a part. I'm excited about tonight. It's Monday night. It's a new night for asset coaching, but new night, but same flow, same vibe, and it's going to be good. What's broken won't break you. As you're coming in, I'm going to continue to say that so you can get that topic, get that saying, get that in your spirit so you can know where we're headed. Carla, hi. It's good to see y'all. Good evening to my YouTubers, to those that are on Facebook. Good evening to each and every one of you. We're going to jump right in. Of course, I am gonna give it about 30 seconds. I'll say that. I give it about 30 seconds to get everybody on and Facebook do what it do, YouTube do what it do, as far as getting on and alerting others. But I know there will be some people that comes on and they're watching the replay. So if by chance that's you and you here for the replay, I always say watch it like you're live, okay? So put it in the comment section. Hey, I'm here watching the replay, and watch it like you're live. Go in, comment, use the hearts button. I mean, make it personal. This is you and me. This is you and me time, okay? So for those of you that are tagging, those of you that are adding people, thank you, Toya, for adding others. Thank you, Christina, for adding. Hello, Kim. How are you? Thank you, Dope, for those of you that are adding and sharing. Thank you so much for being a part. The topic is what's broken won't break you. I'm not going to be on here long, so I kind of want to get right into it. I am going to give 5 more seconds. That was a long 30 seconds, but listen, I'm going to give like 5 more seconds to get it done, to get us going, and we're going to jump right in. So again, the topic, what's broken won't break you. So if you have some broken things around you that's making you second guess yourself, making you second guess your potential, your worth, your value, your existence, can anybody, do I have a witness that you can say, okay, been some things that was broken around me, but I'm not going to let it break me. That's the purpose on today. So for those of you that may be new, once again, if you're watching the replay, watch it like it's live. But for those of you that may be new, let me introduce myself. I am Jocelyn Williams, your asset coach. And so with that, I like to say that I am the alarm clock to your potential. What? I am the alarm clock to your potential. Because a lot of times we be asleep. A lot of times we're asleep on our potential. We're asleep on the things that God want to do in us and through us. We're asleep on the dreams that we have. And because we're asleep, we need that alarm clock. What does your alarm clock do? It wakes you up every single time when you don't want to get up. I mean, there are some people that say, like, oh my God, in the morning, I love waking up. I love the sound of my alarm blaring in my ears, interrupting my sleep so I can jump out of bed. Yes, we are happy for life, health, and strength. Don't get me wrong. But let me tell you something. When that alarm come on, I don't want to hear it. I want to press snooze. I want to go back to sleep. I want to go back in dreamland. That's what I want to do. I don't know if I got a witness, but that's what I want to do. So that's that. I come to agitate that thing that's been lying dormant to say you got potential and it's time for it to come out. And sometimes you don't always like your alarm clock, but you need it. Somebody say, I need that alarm clock. I need that alarm clock so I can wake up. Deaconess Wanya, it's good to see you. Thank you for being on. Thank you so much. So yeah, I need that alarm clock so I can wake up to my potential, wake up to what it is that I'm supposed to be doing. So again, I'm going to introduce myself. I am your asset coach, and like I said, the alarm clock, and I like to use this visual. I like to say that I am the one that, okay, so you know when somebody eats an apple, when you eat an apple, right? Some of you have heard this before, but you're gonna listen to it like it's brand new, right? You eat an apple, you bite that apple, you take care of that apple, you do what needs to be done, you get what you need, you throw that core away. In the core, inside of the trash, there's some seeds locked on the inside of the core. If you was to take that core out the trash, pick those seeds out, put it in some soil, and nurture it, you literally can grow a whole apple tree. Which is to say, what? Just because people got what they needed from you, they bit some things away, they threw you away, does not mean your potential was thrown away. It takes getting in the right hands to somebody that knows what they're doing to replant those seeds so you can grow again. That's what we're here for. We're here to grow again. And the only way we can do that is by alerting ourselves, is by making ourselves aware of how amazing we really are. The asset that we are. We are not liabilities in these streets, y'all. We are assets, okay? And so doing that, that's what I've come again to empower you, to remind you of how great you are, how amazing you are, and what's locked on the inside of you. So moving right along, that's just like my little intro so that you can know who I am for those of you that may be new. Again, those that are tagging and sharing the broadcast, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. My husband's on here, Apostle Williams. Thank you so much. I love you. So yeah, if you're on here, you're tagging and you're sharing, thank you so much. I appreciate you so much for doing that. So we're gonna get right in. So I'm an asset coach and I share things, but everything is found in the Word of God. So I'm always going to have a foundational scripture that I want us to rest on. And then from that, we're going to dissect that scripture and go where we need to go. Okay. Okay. So I only have 2 verses on today. So stay with me as I read those 2 verses. And then we're going to go into the body as far as what's broken will not. It won't break you. Just because things around you is broken does not mean it will break you. So let me take you back to the time. I know it's not Easter, but we can still talk about Jesus being on the cross, right? Okay. So he's on the cross. Jesus is on the cross, and on the side of him, you got one thief on one side and one thief on the other side. So it's 3 that are being crucified on the cross, right? So the bodies that are on the cross should not remain on the cross on the Sabbath. So to hasten their death, the soldiers asked that their legs be broken. Now you got to realize that Jesus and the 2 thieves, they've endured humiliation. They're in front of everyone. It's a lot of pain going on. You got the nails in their hands, the nails in their feet. There's excruciating pain that's taking place here on the cross, right? But they are not dead yet. And so to hasten the death of them so that they are not hanging on the Sabbath, the soldiers says, we want to go over and beyond. Let's just knock it out real quick and let's break their legs. So that drops into verse number 32. So John 19 and 32. These are the 2 verses. It's going to lay as our foundation for where we're going today. It says, then came the soldiers and break the legs of the first and of the other, which was crucified with him. Verse 33 says, but when they came to Jesus, I'm about to get excited and just go run around just because of that. When they came to Jesus and saw that he was dead already, they break not his legs. The other 2's legs, they broke. But when they got to Jesus, he was already dead, which is to say, we got to pause here real quick, because that is to say that they did not take Jesus' life. He gave up his life. All right. You may have beat me. You may have mocked me, humiliated me, wrongfully accused me. But what you didn't do is kill me. All right. I died when I wanted to. That's a message all by itself. We're not going to even go there, but that's a message all by itself. You didn't take my life. I gave my life. Okay. So Jesus' life, again, he gave up the ghost. His life was not taken. So they endured all of this, and now they want to break their legs. So what the topic, the focus that I want us to zoom in on tonight is, although the thieves on Jesus' left and on their right, their legs were broken, Jesus' legs was not broken. It is possible for you to be right in the midst of broken situations and not be broken. I'm already where I want to be. It is possible for you to be smack dab in the midst of things that are breaking around you, things that are going out of control, things that you seem like you can't get a handle on it, and you not be broken. Why? Jesus is the example. He shows it. He shows it. He's in the middle of the two whose legs are being broken, yet he is not broken. Why? Because he has a revelation of who he is. And that's what I want to land on tonight. You have to have a revelation of who you are so that when you see other things being broken around you, it does not break you, because that thing can get in you. Okay. Tonight, again, I want to remind you that what's in you is greater than what's going on around you. Can somebody put that in the comment section for me? What's in me is greater than what's going on around me. Put it so you can remind yourself, but I need you to put it in the comment section. Say it out loud and then put it in the comment section. What's in me is greater than what's going on around me. Let me see. Y'all still here? Let me see some hearts so I know you're still here. What's in me is greater than what's going on around me. I got to say it again. What's in me is greater than what's going on around me. And when I understand that, I do not allow the things that are being broken around me to dictate or to define who I am. Okay, so what are some areas or some situations that we can call broken? Maybe you were in a divorce, that's a broken relationship. Maybe you quit school, that's a broken commitment. Maybe you failed in a class. Those are things that can make you feel broken. Maybe sickness in your body. Those are areas and situations that can make you feel like you're broken. They all seem like broken situations, but don't lose sight of who you are. Just because that happened to you, just because it happened around you, does not dictate who you are. It does not change who you are. You have to keep a firm revelation of who God says that you are, that even in the midst of the times, even in the midst of the situations that seem like they're crazy, I'm not broken. What's around me may have been broken, but I'm not broken. Somebody put that in the comment section. Say, I'm not broken. Okay, so we can go down the list. We're talking about situations, right? If we talk about Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, many of you may know that story. They refused to bow down to the idol. And what happened? The king put them into the fiery furnace, turned the fire up 7 times. Now, listen, the guard that escorted them to the fiery furnace burnt up and died. Yet Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego is in the middle of the fire, and the fire didn't touch them. This is what I'm talking about. All around you could seem like it's breaking. All around you could seem like it's about to catch on fire. I've seen other people go through situations that I'm about to step into, and it not touch me. This is what I mean. You have to have a revelation of who you are and not allow the environment and outside situations to dictate who you are. All right, so what's the next situation? Esther. She went from a peasant to a queen. Now she's in her queenly position, right? All her people are about to die. All of her people are about to die. What happened? She took on the position that I am now. The scripture says that maybe you were placed into this position for such a time as this, so that you can save your people. This is not the moment for you to be scared. This is not the moment for you to hear the news that they're about to kill your people. And now you start panicking. What if the king finds out that, I'm one of them, then I might be dead too? No, this is not that time. This is your time to take your rightful place. Remember who you are. Have the revelation of who you are and step up to the plate. Somebody say, I got to step up. I have to step up in the midst of what seems like a broken situation. We have Noah. Jesus, God wiped the entire earth, all animals, all relationships, all people. The storm is coming. And yet Noah is in this ark. The storm is around him. Everything that's outside of the ark is being destroyed. God's starting from fresh. Yet Noah in the ark, smack dab in the middle of a what? Broken situation, but didn't break. Why? Because he obeyed God. He followed his command. He built the ark. He got the animals on there. They were saved. His family was saved. And in the middle of what seemed like a broken situation, he's still thriving. He's still surviving. I'm telling you on tonight, there may be some areas in your life where you feel like it's broken. Like, if another thing happened to me, I'm about to lose it. If nothing happened to me, I don't know what I'm gonna do. This child is acting up. My job is acting up. This one over here acting up. I don't know how I'm gonna pay the bills. I don't know where this is coming. You're going through all the situations that seem broken, but baby, the common thing that you have to remember is who God says that you are. That in the midst of it, I can still stand and I will not be broken. I know what's going on around me, but what's in me? Somebody say you have to think about what's in me. Yeah, I may have failed. Yeah, I may have messed up. Yeah, it may seem like things are a little bit tricky, but who am I? What's inside of me is what determines who I am. I'm not functioning based on my own ability. If you heard me say this before. I'm great because the greater one lives in me. I'm not great because of my own doings. I'm not great because of my education. I'm not great because of my status. I'm great because the greater one lives in me. So when I have my confidence and when I'm doing what I'm doing, it's because the greater one lives on this inside of me. And so my confidence is coming forth based on how he created me to be. Somebody put that in the comments. I'm great because the greater one lives in me. And sometimes you got to remind yourself of that because you can get distracted by everything that's going on around you and lose your hope, lose your faith, lose your joy, you lose your revelation, you lose your confidence in who God says that you are. And when you lose that, that is the thing that hinders your confidence. It's not just about what you do and, oh, I got to make sure that I look the part. That confidence starts from within. I got to know who I am. I'm going a little bit ahead of myself because I have some points that we're going to talk about in just a few minutes here. But I have to know who I am and have a revelation of who I am in order to face the situations that I face on a daily basis. Is this blessing anybody here? YouTube, let me hear you. Facebook, let me hear you. Let me see some hearts. Let me know that you're here. Was this for somebody that's been experiencing? I see you some broken areas and some things that you're like, I kind of feel I'm not stable here. I kind of feel like I'm kind of like in the limbo here because so much is going on around me. You know that phrase that we always say, it's so much going on. It's a lot going on. Like it's just a lot going on. And we say that all the time. And so that lot going on, now we start, then another situation happens and then we add that to the lot and then another situation happens and then we add that on. It's like, now I'm facing this mountain and I just don't know what to do when God has given you the strength and the authority to walk over it. But we sit there, I don't know what to do, but it's locked on the inside of you. But you got to make that first step in order to get over to the other side. All right. So here he is. When we talk about being in the midst of broken situations, you must remember again, the greater one lives on the inside of you. And when you think about something that is broken, you think about something that makes a loud sound. You ever heard like if you have children and if you're in another room and they're in the kitchen and then you hear the plate break and it's like this loud noise and then you're just like, oh my God, like what happened? You go, so what's around you now, it makes you kind of get out of place and get emotional because you're like, I don't know what happened. I don't know what's going on. That's what broken situations try to do. It try to get you off course. It's that loud sound, when somebody is broken as far as a person, you see them breaking because of they start crying maybe, or they're very distant or they're numb because they become broken to the situation that they're dealing with. So that's a broken situation. And so now that heaviness that they carry, sometimes that transfers over to you. So you got to be careful of those environments as well, because you don't want that to attach itself to you, right? All right. So experience things happening around you, but not directly to you. Then you start looking for something to happen or feeling sorry for the person. I was remembering, back in the pandemic time, when there's a lot of people that died with when they had COVID, and so you're seeing these different family members, and you can kind of get caught up in that whole thing. Like, well, is it going to happen to me? And then people, they started to panic when they had COVID because they felt like, well, I saw somebody else die from COVID, so does that mean I'm going to die too? Or I had a family member that died from some type of sickness, does that mean that's going to happen to me too? And so now you start getting overwhelmed with the thought of what you're seeing on the outside, not realizing that just because it happened to them does not mean it's going to happen to you. And it doesn't mean that you're better than that person, but you cannot allow what's happening on the outside to dictate how you feel about yourself. You cannot allow what's happening to other people to automatically conclude that that same thing is going to happen to you too. Amen. You have to be mindful of that just because it's happening around me does not mean that it's happening in me. You know, you get a coworker that got fired from their job, and now you think, well, no, they let go like 25 people from the company. So it's just a matter of time until I'm gonna get the notice too that they're gonna let me go. So I better start looking for a job. You know, that's when you start second guessing who you are instead of standing in your rightful authority. Not to say that it will or will not happen, but whatever happens to me, I'm able to handle it. I'm not going to allow the things that's around me that may be crumbling around me to dictate how I view myself. How you view yourself is vitally important in how you function. If I don't feel like I'm good enough, I'm gonna walk like I'm not good enough. Ladies, if you keep attracting the same kind of man, sometimes it's what you're putting out. Why I always get with these deadbeat men? They always either want my money or they always want the wrong thing or whatever it is. Sometimes it's debate. Sometimes it's debate. Okay. My husband is a fisherman. He loves to fish. I don't know much about fishing, but I do know that depending on what bait you put in the water will determine what fish is going to bite. If you keep putting the same bait on, thinking you're going to get, a crappie fish, right? And you put the bait on for the crappie fish and you keep getting crappie fish, but you really desire to get a bass, you got to change the bait. What are you putting on the hook that's wheeling in these same type of people? And sometimes it's a reflection of how we feel about ourselves. I don't feel like I deserve this particular person or this particular relationship, so I don't step up to the plate with that type of confidence because I don't feel that way. So just being mindful of the things, again, that's going on around you. It could be a family members that maybe they passed away because of a certain sickness or disease, and now you're just like, it's just a matter of time. It's going to happen to me too. My auntie died from it, my cousin died from it, my sister died from it, so now it's going to happen to me too. No, you can't have that thought, because that thought is the thought that you carry with you, and that's how it dictates the different decisions that you make in life, because you're carrying that. But realizing that, wait a minute, just like Jesus is on the cross, endured so much that he endured, and then on top of that, you want to break his legs. Now, you can break their legs, but you ain't going to break mine. I know who I am. You can do it to them, but you're not going to do it to me. It's but so far you can go. I know that I had to go through the stripes, and we're so grateful. You know, we paint this picture sometimes of the crucifixion, such a beautiful thing of what Christ did for us. But if we really realize what he endured, the beatings, the suffering, the blood, the humiliation, and he didn't even do nothing, and he had to endure all of that. And then on top of that, you want to take my life, but he's in the middle and makes the decision that no matter what you do to me, you ain't gonna kill me though. It don't matter what you do to me, you're not gonna take my life. You're not going to do it, because that will be the bottom line. And he did not allow them to do that. All right. So don't allow your surroundings to get in you. What the enemy means for bad, God always turns around for the good. So he wants you through the broken situations. It's literally a distraction. It's to get you off course. He wants to discourage you. He wants you to be disappointed. He wants you to be distracted. But your revelation will keep you on track. All right. My revelation of who I am is what keeps me on track. The brokenness around me is where testimonies are birthed. It's the brokenness around me where testimonies are birthed. There are some points that I want us to address. When things seem to fall apart around you, I want you to remind yourself of these 4 things. All right. So if you got a paper, write it down, put it in the comment section so you can go back to read it. Help me out and put it in the comment section for those that may go back and watch the replay, and just, be my note takers. Okay. In the comment section, be my note takers for me. So when things seem to fall apart around you, remind yourself of these 4 things. Point number 1, depleted does not mean you're dead. Just because you're depleted, just because you're drained, just because you're tired, does not mean that you're dead. Once there is life, there is hope. Just because you are depleted does not give the power to kill you. All that what Jesus went through, the beatings, the suffering. We listed, we went through the list of some of them, the stripes. And after all of that, you would think, I want you to break my leg. Get me out of here. I don't want to do this anymore. So I don't have to experience the pain and the suffering anymore. If you just break my legs and hasten my death, that might actually, you might actually be doing me a favor. You think you're doing you a favor because it's a Sabbath day. And I'm saying do me a favor. So I don't have to feel this pain and experience this slow death. You know, get what I'm saying? But Jesus said that just because I went through all of that, I'm still not going to at the end decide you could just take my life. I'm done. I'm tired. He finished it till the end. And he said when it was over, not people. Some people will drain you. You got to identify those people that are draining you, because if you're always around the drama and you're always around the issue and it's always surrounding you and you feel like because it's always around you, it starts to get in you. It's not that you're going through, it's that the person that you always hang around, they're going through. They're always complaining. They're always draining. And so, like, you get around them and it's like, oh my God, I could be having the best day. I get on the phone with you, I'm drained. Because you sit there and you tell me all of your problems. Now I start wearing that on me and I start feeling the way about myself when the situation has nothing to do with me at all. I'm hearing the breaking of the legs. Hello. I'm hearing the breaking, but it's not happening to me. But I'm feeling it because I'm allowing myself to be around it. So you have to check your environment. Checking your environment is important so that you don't allow yourself to be drained and get in that place of feeling depleted. Okay, you'll lose your passion. You will lose your drive. You will lose your focus because you're overly consumed with their issues and with their problems. Listen, we got enough issues and problems on our own. I don't know, but I don't have time for everybody else's issues or problems to become my priority. I don't, because it will end up being draining. You have issues and problems on your own. So you have to learn how to put those boundaries up so that you don't get so tangled in what's going on around you that you miss out on what's in you and you forget what's in you. Stop giving them that power. Cut the people off that need to be cut out of your life, period. Okay? Put them in a different category. I'm not going to allow you. We're not going to talk that many hours on the phone anymore because I just can't do it. I can't. I got to put you in another position because I got to make sure that I'm not allowing what's around me to change the way that I feel about me. All right. So depleted does not mean you're dead. The next thing, when things seem to fall apart around you, remind yourself of this. Startled does not mean to stop. Being startled does not mean to stop. And you ever had like an unexpected surprise can make you want to stop? You know, something that happened. I didn't expect that to happen. And so now, you know, I didn't expect to lose my job. I didn't expect to lose a loved one. I didn't expect to go down that road. I didn't expect to be in that relationship. And now it just feels like you were never able to get back on track because you allowed the thing that surprised you because you didn't expect that to happen to now stop you. Just because you were startled does not mean that you stop. Not everything that sounds good is good. So it may be loud, it may be big, it may be a lot, but you got to keep on going. You got to keep on going. Again, the sound may be loud, it may be big, it may scare you, but that does not mean to stop you. Just because you startled does not mean that you stop. I use the example of a plate being broken in the kitchen. You know, you go out there, you're like, what happened? Okay, does that mean your whole life stopped? Like you just ruined my whole day. That one plate broke and you literally just ruined my entire day. Thanks a lot. Thanks a whole lot. Like, don't allow that one incident to dictate everything else that happens in your life just because it happened and it was unexpected. Startled does not mean for you to stop. All right, the third one is this. Again, we're talking about when things seem to fall apart around you, remind yourself of these things. Number 3, don't allow others to get common with you. You are a big deal. Can somebody put that in the comment section and say, I'm a big deal? I'm a big deal. And when you walk around thinking like you're a big deal, nobody can start treating you in a common manner. I'm a big deal. Don't allow others to get common with you. Show me. Yes, we may have a lot of similarities, but there's always going to be a difference factor. There's always going to be a unique factor about each and every one of us. And you got to own your unique. You got to stand in your own unique because you will get lost in a world of people that's doing the same thing. And then you feel like the thing that you want to do The thing that you feel like you're capable of doing can now not be done effectively because you're too busy comparing yourself to what somebody else is doing. Yeah, we have similarities, but there's always going to be something different. I can't do it like you, and you can't do it like me. And you have to own that. You say I am a big deal. Okay. So they were hung on the cross. You got Jesus and you got the two thieves on the side of him. They were hung on the cross. They were beaten. They were humiliated. And that was based on their own sin. The thieves, that was based on their sins. That's the reason why they were on the cross. Now, Jesus didn't commit no sin, yet he was treated the same exact way. This is exactly what I mean by don't allow others to get common with you, because the thieves experienced the same type treatment on the cross that Jesus experienced. You can start putting them in the same category. Jesus, in the eyes of others, could be looked at like, oh, maybe he's not as Messiah as he said that he is. He's not as great as he says that he is. You know, even in what is it, Luke 23, it says, and one of the thieves which were hanging railed at Jesus, saying, if thou be Christ, save thyself and us. He wanted him to prove himself. You said that you Christ, so prove yourself. So since you didn't prove yourself, you just like us. And people would try to put you on their level. They try to get common with you, not realizing that I'm still a big deal. I'm standing here, you don't even realize it. Yeah, we may look the same, but there is a difference. And that difference starts from within, because then you'll start trying to prove yourself so that they can stop being common with you. When you ain't got nothing to prove, you just got to know who you are. In the moment, Jesus could have felt like one of them because he didn't look like the Messiah. He didn't look like the king, but he stood his ground. He stood his ground. I don't have to prove myself to you. I know one thing. This one that asked for forgiveness, I'm going to see him in paradise. And guess what? At the end of the day, he going to see him in paradise. Okay? I don't have to prove myself to you. You telling me to prove? No, don't allow people to make you common. And that's what it does. Sometimes it makes you want to come out of character because you're trying to decrease me, or you're trying to make me like you. And I'm not. I'm a big deal. Put that in the comment section. I'm a big deal. And you're going to treat me like I'm a big deal. Okay. Number 4, this is the last point and we're done here. When things seem to fall apart around you, remind yourself of this. This is number 4. Confidence is not always what you say. It is what you know. Sometimes we think that it's the nice bags, it's the luxury, it's the expensive cars, it's the luxury bags, it's the nice hair, it's the makeup, it's the outfit. All of this is what gives us our confidence. And yes, that does play a part in confidence, but confidence starts from within. You got to know who you are in order for you to maintain your confidence. Because if you don't, the things that you're trying to dress up on the outside, that can be snatched away in a heartbeat. Now, who do you think that you are? Jesus is on the cross. He's on the cross and everybody's seen him. They're naked on the cross, arms out, nails in his hand. But you talking about you the king? You talking about you the Messiah? Really? In that moment, his confidence could have been affected because it felt like, God, why would you let me go through all of this humiliation? Why would you put me in front of these people like this? This ain't making me look great. This ain't making me look like king status. This ain't making me look like the Messiah that I am. I'm looking like these people that were these thieves. I'm looking like I did something. Like, why would you put me in this position? But Jesus still had confidence to know I'm not going to prove myself to y'all. At the end of the day, you're going to see that the belief that I have and who I am will be shown at the end of the day. And you have to have that silent confidence, that silent conviction, that silent revelation of who I am. I don't care what's going on around me. I don't care that my bank account is in the negative. I don't care that I may not have no money in my pocketbook right now. I don't care that I may not be driving the best car right now, or I may be living in an apartment, or I'm not living the best life that I want to live right now. But I know where I'm going. I know what God says I'm supposed to have. I know the level that I'm going to be at. And I don't have to sit here and prove myself to y'all, because right here, it does not look like it based on my surroundings, but I have a revelation of who I am. It's just like a woman that's pregnant. You know, those first couple months, if you're one of those that was blessed with pregnancy, so you didn't get big like until like month 6, and so you're telling people that you're pregnant. Nobody believes you. Nobody, like, you're pregnant. Okay, yeah, you think you're pregnant. You better go back and take that test. You're the only one. Yes, the pregnancy test says it, but you're the only one. You got to believe it. So even though your belly may not be grown big, even though it may not look on the outside like you're pregnant, and then you got other people saying like, are you really pregnant? You know that I'm carrying something. So because I'm carrying something, I'm going to act accordingly. I'm not going to eat certain things. I'm not going to drink certain things. I can't, go certain places. I won't do certain things because I don't want to overdo it when I know that I'm carrying something. You may not be able to see it right now, but I'm carrying something. So we have to carry that same confidence on the inside of us, that just because my outside does not match what I may be saying, or where I know that I'm going, I am fully persuaded of who God says that I am. And because of that, I act accordingly. I'm going to close with this. The 4 points, let me just repeat them real quick before I close. Number 1, when things seem to fall apart around you, remind yourself of the fact that, number 1, depleted does not mean that you're dead. Number 2, startled does not mean for you to stop. Number 3, don't allow others to get common with you. You are a big deal. And number 4, confidence is not always what you say, but what you know. You have to have that revelation of what you know. The phrase that I want to close with is this. When we see things that are broken, we automatically assume that they can no longer be used. But broken crayons still color. You can still create a masterpiece with a broken crayon. I've done it. I've done it. Like many of you may not know, but I am pretty good at coloring. So when I was younger, I was a part of this competition every single year, and I used to be coloring, right? And I would break the crayons because for whatever reason, I write hard, I color hard, I do everything. I do my makeup hard. I wash dishes hard. I don't do it intentionally. That's just me, right? So I'm doing it hard, and so I'm coloring. I'm always breaking the crayons. The ones that they give you in the restaurant, I'm always breaking the crayons, right? But I could take that little piece that I broke. I don't throw that crayon away, and I'm not wasting it either. Broken crayons still color. I have literally created a masterpiece with using broken crayons. So don't automatically assume that just because something is broken, it can no longer be used. Have you ever had a crumble taco? How you think they came up with taco salad? It was a taco that got crumbled, and now they made it a thing. Okay, you put all those pieces together. I know the taco crumble, but you put all those pieces together, and that crumble taco becomes a taco salad. You can still eat that crumble taco. Why? Because just because it's broken does not mean it can no longer be used. I have done my eyebrows with a broken eyeliner. Okay. Talking about this big. Eyeliner this big. Can barely hold it. Still trying to sharpen it. Why? Because it broke in half, and then that little piece that still had the liner in it, I was able to sharpen it and still do my eyebrows with something that was broken. What am I saying? Just because it's broken does not mean that it does not work. And just because it's broken around you does not mean it's broken. Whatever happened around you is broken in you. You have to know and stand firm on who you are, to not let those little broken things work against you, but work for you. Just like the broken crayon still color. What the enemy meant for bad, God always turns it around for the good. So while you were trying to sit there and discourage me, what you didn't know is that you was creating me a testimony. While you were sitting there and thought that this was going to get me off course, what you didn't know is that my mess now became a message. My trial is becoming my triumph, huh? Everything that I've gone through, it was a setup. My test is now becoming a testimony because of what I went through. What I've seen around me is just building me up, and I have to continue to see it in a positive light. I have to continue to see how God sees me and not let those things around me dictate who I am. Listen, I hope this was a blessing to y'all on tonight. Were you blessed? Let me see some hearts in the comment section. If this blessed you, if you say, you know what, you're right, because I was dealing with some broken things, but just because it's broken don't mean I'm broke. Okay? Just because it's broken don't mean I'm broke. Don't allow what's broken around you to break you. That's the moral of the story, of the synopsis of everything we're talking about. Don't allow what's broken around you to break you. Listen, I appreciate y'all so much for tuning in, for your comments, those that are putting in the comments. I didn't get to read all of them while I was going through, but I'll definitely go back and watch it and be a part of it. I'm glad that you were blessed. I had to come on here on this Monday. I have been carrying this for a while, and you know how sometimes you just be waiting for the right moment. I'm like, it's got to be on a Wednesday. Then I had something to do on a Wednesday. Then I couldn't do it. And I'm like, we're putting it off. We're gonna throw it in on a Monday. We're gonna do it on a Monday and get it out, because it was really something that was in my spirit that I wanted to release, and I hope that you were blessed in the process of it. Okay, so the last thing I want to tell you is, if you are not subscribed to JVW Ministries, what is wrong with you? Okay, period. I need you to go and subscribe to JVW Ministries. I have a free webinar that's coming up by the end of the month, and you want to be a part of it. You're going to get all the information that you need. And those of you that are on the email list, those are the ones that get first dibs on everything that's being done. You get to find out first. You get the discounts. You get the freebies, all of that stuff. So I really want to encourage you to go on the website jvwministries.com to be a part. Make sure that you subscribe to it so that you can be a part. Lastly, if you want to be a blessing, Toya, Deaconess Toya, you're still on here. If you can put the information on the screen. If you want to be a blessing and sow a seed towards the word, feel free to do so. Whatever you want to do, it is a blessing all by itself. But again, if you are watching the replay, I hope you are watching it like it was live, commenting in the comment section. If you don't know, for Deaconess Toya, it'll be under TK Foster. It is Cash App, the money sign Lady JVW, or you could do Zelle or PayPal, which is info@jvwministries.com. For those of you that want to be a blessing, I receive it, JVW Ministries. But thank you again so much for tuning in. I have missed y'all. It's been like 2 months, y'all. It's been like 2 months, but we are back on track. So I appreciate you spending the Monday evening with me. If you came in like towards the middle, I want you to go back and watch it from the beginning, because you got to make sure that you get all the points so it's all set up. So if you got it on the tail end, make sure you go back and watch the replay so it can be a blessing for you. Toya, I think you got it. Toya, the TK Foster. Once again, the information will be there on the screen for you on the TK Foster. Once you put it on there, then we'll go ahead and we'll sign off. Don't forget, don't allow those broken areas, those broken the environments and things that's around you to break you. Does not mean that you're broken. You have to have the revelation. Thank you so much, Deaconess Toya. I appreciate that. So yeah, the ways to give, the ways to sow, if you want to sow, is there for you on the screen. But don't allow them to break you. Don't allow them to get you off track. Understand who you are. Keep that revelation of who you are and keep on going, just like Jesus did. You may have got me. You may have beaten me. You may have humiliated me. But what you didn't do is kill me. And if you're still alive, there's still breath in your body. Once there is life, there is hope. Once you're still breathing, that means it's an opportunity for you to come out of whatever that you're in. Amen? Amen. I love y'all so much. I'll catch you on the next live. Once again, go to jvwministries.com, subscribe. There's going to be a pop-up. Subscribe to the email list so that you can be in the know, be in tune with everything that's going on, and you won't miss anything, because you are going to be the first to be notified. And then, like I told you, there's a free webinar coming up. I want to share all that information with you. And if you're on the email list, you're going to be the first to get that. All right? Have an amazing Monday. I'll see y'all next time. God bless.